What up, everyone? So, continuing my adventures, less one computer. Still recording with my phone. I should have a computer. I have one more week till I get my computer. So, still trying to keep up on the videos in the meantime. Still have to upload them in 2 parts, all that shit. And it took me forever to upload the last one, the second half of it. There was constant problems with my phone. Huge pain in the ass to upload that way. Takes a super long time, but, you know, whatever. Making do with what I can, with what I got. In the meantime, we got Loot Crate, and I'm pretty sure the theme for this, I think most of the boxes are horror-related themes. I don't know if that's the exact theme for it, but I have a feeling it's something along those lines. So Loot Crate DX will have the same theme, and I think most boxes this month, just for Halloween, will have a similar theme to that. So, no huge surprises there. So, let's take a look at this one and see what we got. Seems a little smaller than usual, but I'm sure that doesn't really matter. Alright. Open it up. First off, we got a shirt. Feels really soft. Nice soft shirt. Smells good. Smells new. Alrighty. So it looks like we got Negan from The Walking Dead. So I haven't totally kept up with it. I was a pretty big Walking Dead fan, but I just kind of lost track of it one season and then never ended up catching up. But I know the character. I've seen things online about him, and it looks pretty legit. So it looks like a cool shirt. I like the style of it. It's very soft in quality. But yeah, I just haven't kept up with it too much because, you know, honestly, The Walking Dead got to a point where it just wasn't really about zombies anymore. It was kind of weird. It just kind of became a drama about whatever, and then zombies were just kind of like in the background. It just got kind of weird. It wasn't a zombie show anymore. They would show up, they would put them in each episode, and they would murder 1 or 2 here and there, but I don't know, they kind of deterred from that, so kind of lost my interest a little bit. But I'm sure it's still a good show. It's still on and things like that. And yeah, so the character looks cool. T-shirt quality looks nice. I think most people will recognize that if they aren't totally familiar with the show. I think they'll recognize the character somewhat, and it has a cool design to it. Yeah, give that an 8 out of 10. I think that's a good quality shirt. Nice. Next. So this, got a little leather face here. This I recognize. This is from Kid Robot. These are called funnies, I believe. So something about Kid Robot, they have all their names ending in UNYY. They have the Dunny, the Money, the Funny. I'm not sure what the relevance is to that and Kid Robot. But yeah, we've gotten one of these before in Loot Crate. We got the Face Hugger. I think it might have been last Halloween. I don't remember the date. But we got one in Loot Crate before. So this is another one of those. And they're cool. They're very simplistic, intentionally so. And they have just like a very basic body style. They're kind of fun. Like, I don't mind them. I'm not crazy about them or anything. But yeah, they're just okay. It's cool to see like horror characters in those like very simplistic forms. I know they did some from Alien, which I thought were pretty cool, and then, you know, this one's okay. It kind of depends. The only problem I have with plush figures is they're just hard to display. They don't stand on their own. You got to kind of lean them against something. They kind of take up a lot of space, so I'm not really against them, but it's just a little bit difficult to display them. But that's still cool. Very recognizable. Kid Robot's a good company. Next, looks like we got a little Mascot Flag. I think that's what they're called. There's a specific name for this type of flag, I forget what it is. But yeah, it just says Camp Crystal Lake. That's obviously in reference to Friday the 13th. These, same thing, I don't really know what to do with them most of the time. You can hang them on the wall, and I guess that's appropriate to just put them on there just like you would a poster. But I don't have a lot of room for posters on my wall, obviously. But yeah, I think that's what most people would do. I don't think too many people have a flagpole where they're actually tying it to it. But yeah, I think it's treated just kind of like a poster. And they're always made of cloth, which is kind of cool. A little bit different. But yeah, there we go. Ta-da. Alright, next. Okay, here's something I recognize. We got a book very similar to this in Loot Crate before. It was Regrettable Superheroes, so now we have Regrettable Supervillains. I actually really liked the first book. It was really good. I have it in my bathroom right now. I haven't finished reading it. I read it occasionally when I'm taking dumps, so when I'm not playing games. But I thought it was a pretty cool book. It was very interesting, and it's just funny to read about the characters back then and how people just pulled characters out of their asses. It was just it's really funny and interesting to see where they came from and where they ended up going. So this is the opposite end of that. The only thing weird about it is I think this is the same, yeah, Loot Crate exclusive as the superhero one was as well, which sounded really cool, and then I realized what was exclusive about it. the Regrettable Superheroes book was already released before Loot Crate released it. It was a full-size book. It was much bigger than the regular one. The Loot Crate exclusive version is the same book, just smaller, so they have just less content, which is weird, and I don't really like that concept. I would much rather have a full-size book that's not exclusive than half of that book that is exclusive. It seems weird. So they took out content and made it different, which made it exclusive to Loot Crate. I don't know if that's the same case with this book, but it seems like that's something they would do because they've done it in the past, so I'm guessing it's the same story here. I wish they wouldn't do that. I don't care if it's exclusive, if it's a good product. I'd rather take the full-size book because I genuinely liked it. So I'm sure this one will be just as good. It seems like the same basic layout, just kind of page at a time, stories in there. So that's really cool. I like that. I like it where it's just like short little one-page reads, so you can just put it in wherever, and it doesn't take a lot of time from you. So that's cool. Alright, looks like one of our last items. This is chopsticks. That's cool. So we got a Freddy's hand, a little glove of Freddy, and it's some chopsticks. So that's kind of clever. I think this is from a specific reference in the movie. If I'm not mistaken, I think Freddy at some point uses his fingers and gouges someone's eyes out. Pretty sure that's what it's referencing. I could be totally wrong. I don't remember it that well. So that's cool, and that's very clever. How practical and useful this is completely in question because, you know, most people eat sushi, but you're not bringing your own chopsticks when you go out and eat sushi, one. And two, the people that eat sushi, most people usually aren't eating it at home. It's not that common to make sushi at home. I know some people do, but I don't know if it's a common enough thing to where you would need your own chopsticks. Like, it's always cool to have. Maybe if you brought sushi home from a restaurant or something, it's just cool to have them there. And it's cool, it's nice that it has a little holder on top of it, so it's not a bad product or anything. I think it's really cool and very clever, but I'm just not sure how practical it is. And I'm not sure if a sushi is across the board like popular. I know it is over here on the West Coast. I'm not sure if it is as much in like the Midwest and things like that. I'm not totally sure. But I think that's really cool. And we've actually gotten chopsticks from another box before that were Street Fighter ones, which I thought were cool, but I've never used them because, again, I don't eat sushi at home. But that's very clever, though. I like that. So it looks like we got a good representation of some of the main horror guys. And the last one, a pin. Oh, the theme was horror. Like, okay, that's simple. There we go. So we got our little pin here, and that's just the Michael Myers Halloween classic logo. So that's cool. Nice little pin. I love that I don't have to worry about autofocus. So silver lining, not having to use my camera. Everything's in focus. Crazy good. So yeah, and also there was something else in there. The bottom of this is a mask. Comes with a little rubbery thing to put it on. You can pop this out and use it as a zombie mask. If for some reason you're ultra cheap and you can't afford a $5 mask, they give you one made of cardboard. So, you know, not super useful. I doubt most people are going to use it, but it's just something nice to have. It's just little extra stuff they put in the box that just shows they're putting a little extra effort forth. It doesn't really increase the value at all. It's just nice to have. It's just cool to see. So whatever about that. But yeah, it looks like we got a really good representation of all the main, some of the main like horror people. We got Freddy, we got Leatherface, Jason, Michael Myers, and then we got Negan. So yeah, I think it's pretty good representation. Good stuff. Alright, so I'll take a short little break, and then I'll come back in the next video, part 2, the review portion of this unboxing. So I'll see you for that, and we'll talk about some value and give this box a rating. See you in the next scene.